excited to announce today that the St. Louis Pirates will be now coming under the umbrella as Elite Baseball Training St. Louis. The Pirates, led by Rick Strickland, have been an organization that's been on the national map for quite some time. They've been perfect game national champions. They've had a plethora of players that have gone into college and professional baseball. But really where our goals aligned was the player development side of the way Rick runs his program. And that fell in line with our philosophy of elite baseball training. So we have common goals of wanting these players to come through the development side of our program, be ready for college baseball their freshman year, and we've had a lot of recruiting success that's been a byproduct of that.
A lot of groups like us will claim that we've got the system figured out, we've had these players and like to brag, but I'm from the school that you kind of need to show. I'm from Missouri actually now, so you have to show me what you're doing. And I think that, you know, when I'm looking at what Elite does, Elite has a plan as to how they're going to go about developing their players and also how they're going to market and promote their players, which you don't find many, if any. I haven't run across them in these years that have a systematic approach to this type of programming. So that's what made me very curious, and I felt like Elite would be a very good partner with the St. Louis Pirates. The thing that we've had over the years is tremendous growth. The problem with that growth is you can't always handle each player on a case-by-case basis. We haven't been as organized and didn't have the infrastructure to handle it. Elite does. Elite does have that infrastructure and has the organization to handle that type of programming as far as the marketing, getting kids in the system, making sure people hear about them, running the showcases, things like that.
With our infrastructure, with Elite Baseball Training, the digital marketing of our players, it's just going to strengthen their program as well. It's going to help them in recruiting and bring better talent into the Elite Baseball Training St. Louis facility. And with my contacts growing up in Southern Illinois and formerly living in St. Louis, this is a market that I've wanted to get into for a long time, but really didn't have an avenue of doing so because we didn't have a St. Louis presence. Well, now we do. So it's going to open up the rest of the state of Illinois as well as into Missouri for getting more great talent underneath the Elite Baseball Training umbrella. In national events, this is going to give the St. Louis players greater notoriety by being under our umbrella. Of course, the web presence is going to be much greater for them, which is going to assist all their players in recruiting.
Pirates were a fall program up until 2007, just a fall only, where we just got together, picked the teams from the leagues and local Slava leagues, and went out and played at college campuses. When we launched in 2007, 2008, that summer program, we went in with the idea that we needed to teach the kids how to play baseball in a fashion that would be more attractive to college recruiters. But there are a number of kids who had success with us from our fall-only program that played the Division I level. And then once we started our summer program, we've averaged about, I'd say, 12 to 15 Division I level players every year. The most popular one, the first year we had the program back in 2007, I believe, we've had 3 big leaguers off of that team. Johnny Helwig, who was with the Brewers, Cody Ashe, got called up with the Phillies, and Jake Odorizzi, who has been traded from the Kansas City Royals to the from the Milwaukee Brewers to Kansas City Royals, and now he's with Tampa. We've had a number of guys this past year that were drafted very high, Devin Williams being the highest first pick of the Brewers. So we've had quite a few guys. I would say Division I level caliber players, I'd say that number is probably somewhere in the 90s to 100 over the years that we've been doing this. As we said before, you know, the guys who've reached the big leagues are 3 at this point. Should probably be a couple more in the next year or so. With that, as far as the national level, we won, you know, let's say 4 national championships. We won the Perfect Game BCS. Probably should have won that thing 3 times in a row down in Florida. Won a couple other championships with some other organizations like that. So I'd say on the high school level, we've won about 4 national championships, and now since we started the youth program 3 years ago, I'd say we won another 6 or 7 of those as well. So having some pretty good success. I played in the Yankee organization for about 4 years, reaching AA, and have been basically as a trainer, personal trainer, as far as the swing since 1999. Currently a part-time scout with the Mets, and have worked with the Rays for the last 7-8 years. So that's my background as far as I played Division I baseball at Austin Peay State University in Tennessee. Went to JUCO route. So along the way, for me teaching, you know, telling folks about junior college, I've had some experience with that, and also to Division I level, had some experience with that, going through the draft with that as well. Wayne Rolfing is a former minor league player, catcher in the Cub organization. Danny Rolfing, who's currently a player, comes back and assists us in the off season. A lot of the former players who are playing will come back and help us instruct. The main core is Brian DeLunas, who was the assistant pitching coach or volunteer coach at Missouri, one of I would say one of the best pitching instructors in all of America, is our head guy there. He actually runs our youth programs as well. Tim Canavan is, kind of our ace in the hole. Was coached at Lindenwood University, played high school ball, played college ball. Well, the Sandlot's the building. That's our house. That's where we hold the place. The program is the most important thing. What is it that we do? And I think that what we do, and you guys have said it with the title of Elite, is we are elite baseball training. That's what we do. We train elite players to be elite baseball players. And so that's what the programming here at the Sandlot's going to become, the elite baseball training program in St. Louis. Finally,
it's going to allow us to join together in events where we can do the barnstorming tour to different universities around the Midwest or even the country together. We can do in-house showcases, and the more good players you have underneath your umbrella, the more attractive you become for colleges and universities that are out there looking for talent.